Dr. Barris wiped the sweat from his brow as he examined the metallic surface his archaeological team had uncovered beneath 12 meters of Martian regolith. The excavation site in Valles Marineris had yielded artifacts before, but nothing like this. What they had initially assumed to be a natural rock formation was revealing itself to be something far more extraordinary. "Professor, you need to see this," called Maliha, his graduate student from the eastern edge of the dig site. Her voice carried an excitement that made Barris abandon his careful documentation and hurry over. Maliha knelt beside what appeared to be a seamless junction where two massive hull plates met. But it wasn't the craftsmanship that had captured her attention. It was the symbol etched into the metal. A stylized representation of a spiral galaxy, with a small dot marked at one of the outer arms. "That's not possible," Barris whispered, his trained eye immediately recognizing the implications. The symbol was identical to ones found in ruins across human space, always associated with the mysterious builders, the vanished civilization that had supposedly seeded the galaxy with habitable worlds millions of years ago. "The carbon dating on the surrounding sediment puts this at least 50,000 years old," Maliha said, consulting her tablet. "But Professor, look at this." She ran her hand along what appeared to be a completely smooth surface until her fingers found a slight depression. The moment she pressed it, the metal hummed to life. A rectangular section of the hull began to glow with soft blue light, and ancient mechanisms groaned as a hatch slowly cycled open. Stale air rushed out, carrying with it the scent of ozone and something else, something organic. "We should call the Colonial Authority," Maliha said, though her voice lacked conviction. They both knew what would happen if the military got involved. The site would be classified, their research confiscated, and any discoveries buried in bureaucratic secrecy. "After we take a preliminary look," Barris decided. "Science first, politics later." They descended into the ship through an airlock that still functioned perfectly despite its incredible age. Emergency lighting activated as they moved deeper into the vessel, revealing corridors that stretched far beyond what should have been possible given the size of the surface excavation. "This ship is enormous," Maliha breathed, her headlamp beam disappearing into the darkness ahead. "How could something this large be completely buried?" "Not buried," Barris corrected, studying the walls around them. "Hidden. Look at the construction. This wasn't designed to land on a planetary surface. This was meant to stay in space." They made their way toward what their portable scanners indicated was the ship's bridge. The doors responded to their approach, sliding open with barely a whisper. What they found inside defied everything they thought they knew about galactic history. The bridge was clearly designed for humans. The chairs, the control surfaces, the display screens, all built for bipedal beings roughly 2 meters tall with opposable thumbs and binocular vision. But scattered throughout the command center were also workstations designed for other species. One area clearly meant for beings with 4 arms, another with controls positioned for creatures much smaller than humans. "It's a multi-species ship," Maliha observed, her archaeological training helping her interpret the various design elements. But if this is 50,000 years old, humans were still hunter-gatherers on Earth. Barris approached the central command chair and noticed something that made his blood run cold. Carved into the armrest in script that looked remarkably similar to ancient Terran languages were the words, "Captain Sarah Chen, Earth Colonial Fleet." "That's impossible," he muttered. "Humans didn't achieve interstellar flight until 2387. A new voice suddenly filled the bridge, speaking in perfect, unaccented English. "Identity confirmed. Welcome aboard the UCS Prometheus, Dr. Barris. We have been waiting for you." Both archaeologists spun around, searching for the source of the voice. The main view screen flickered to life, displaying the image of a woman in her 40s wearing a uniform that seemed somehow both ancient and futuristic. "I am Captain Sarah Chen, and if you're seeing this message, it means humanity has finally developed enough to find us." The recording paused, as if the woman was choosing her words carefully. "What I'm about to tell you will challenge everything your species believes about its place in the galaxy." Barris and Maliha exchanged glances, both sensing they were about to learn something that would change human civilization forever. 50,000 years ago, humanity was not confined to Earth," Captain Chen continued. "We were part of a vast interstellar alliance that spanned this entire galaxy. But we faced an enemy unlike anything the cosmos had ever seen. beings from another dimension who sought to consume all life in our reality. The view screen displayed images of space battles on an unimaginable scale, fleets numbering in the millions engaged creatures that seemed to be made of living shadow and malevolent energy. The war lasted 3,000 years. Chen's voice continued, heavy with the weight of memory. In the end we won, but the cost was everything. Entire civilizations were extinct. Whole star systems were left barren. The survivors made a desperate choice. They went back in time, Maliha whispered, her understanding of quantum mechanics helping her piece together the impossible puzzle. Not back in time. Forward, the recording corrected as if it had hurt her. We used dimensional fold technology to accelerate our passage through time, essentially hibernating while the galaxy healed itself. Most of our ships were programmed to remain hidden until intelligent life redeveloped to a sufficient level. I volunteered to stay behind to wait and watch to ensure that when humanity was ready, they would learn the truth. Barris felt his legs give out, and he sank into the captain's chair. The builders. They weren't aliens. They were us. Humanity from the future. From the past, Chen corrected gently. We are your ancestors, not your descendants. The humans who fled Earth 50,000 years ago were fleeing not because they had to, but because they knew they would need to return. Earth was always meant to be the seed world, the place where humanity would start fresh with clean genetics and no memory of the horrors we had seen. The implications crashed over Barris like a tsunami. Every human colony, every expansion into space, every technological breakthrough, they were all following pathways that had been prepared millennia ago by their own species. But why reveal this now? Maliha asked, her scientific mind already working through the ramifications. Because they're coming back, Captain Chen said simply. Our sensors have detected dimensional incursions at the galaxy's edge. The enemy we thought we had defeated has found a way to return. Humanity's greatest test still lies ahead. The recording gestured to the ship around them. The Prometheus contains the complete technological and cultural archives of the old human alliance, plus the location coordinates of dozens of other sleeper ships scattered throughout the galaxy. Your species has approximately 50 years to prepare before the real war begins. Barris looked around the ancient bridge with new eyes. This wasn't just an archaeological discovery. It was humanity's inheritance, left by ancestors who had fought and won the greatest battle in galactic history, only to sacrifice everything to give their descendants a chance at survival. The funny thing about humans, Captain Chen concluded with a tired smile, is that we never really know when we're beaten. 50,000 years ago, we faced impossible odds and found a way to win. I have complete faith that modern humanity will do the same thing we did, find a solution that nobody else would even think to attempt. As the recording ended, Barris realized that the greatest human story of all had only just begun. They weren't just explorers or colonists. They were the inheritors of a legacy that spanned epochs, and the guardians of a galaxy that their own ancestors had died to protect. The sleeper had awakened, and with it, humanity's true destiny among the stars.